tried to read for 24 hours. I've tried to read for 50 hours straight, but the goal was never to see how fast I could read. So let's time myself, go buy a bunch of books, and see how many of them I can read by the end of the 24 hours. You know what time it is. It's time to buy the books, but I am going to be very strategic in what books I buy because they need to be fast-paced or a genre that I'm gonna fly through, basically. So let's go get them. I bought some books. I forgot to film because I met some girly pops in there and we started chatting and I got distracted. But they were so nice. It was so fun. Before I show you the selection of books we have to choose from, I'm going to take an online test that will tell me how fast I read or how slow I read, because I genuinely don't know if I'm a slow, average, or fast reader. You basically get to choose a nonfiction topic, a level, and a story, and then you take a mini quiz on it. Okay, I think I'm gonna take the test again, but this initial time, my speed was 304 words per minute. My comprehension was 75%, but that's because I missed one question and I clicked the right answer first and then changed my answer. So I'm going to try again. Let's just try level 8. Okay, this time my reading speed was 339 words per minute and my comprehension was 100%. The average adult reading speed is between 200 and 300 words per minute. For success in college, you should be able to read 350 to 450 words per minute if you have any extra time. Speeds above 575 words per minute are typical for successful high-level executives and people who enjoy reading. So apparently I'm like barely above average. I honestly was kind of expecting to be a fast reader, but apparently I'm just average. That sucks. Here are the books that I'm going to read from. We have Better Than the Movies, a cute little YA romance. We have Legend, which came out during the huge dystopian young adult era with like Hunger Games, Divergent, all of those. This came out and it's super popular, but it's super old school. But one of my favorite booktubers said it's like the fastest paced book thing ever, that she just read it all in one sitting, which is great because we're looking for books that I'm gonna read in one sitting. I'm so excited about this. I got the Summer I Turned Pretty series, which is a young adult romance coming of age, I believe. But the first book is literally 276 pages. I have not read a book this short in so long, so I feel like this will be so easy to read, and I've been wanting to read it. Just look how cute they are. And it's the same author that wrote To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Wait, that means both of her series have been turned into shows. Then I have the third book in the Shatter Me series. If you didn't watch this video, I read the first book and it was okay. So then I read the second book and it was okay until the very end, and then it got really good, and everyone says this is the best one, so I might have to read this. We have All the Bright Places, which I don't know what this is about at all, but I know it's super popular and it makes a lot of people cry. Dial A for Aunties, I've had this forever, and it's basically a rom-com type of thing where she accidentally kills her date on the first date, so then she calls all of her aunties up to like help her hide the body, but it's like all comedy and not that serious. And then we have Anna and the French Kiss, which is a super popular YA romance, and it's actually way thicker than I thought it would be. So I already know what I'm gonna read first. I'm gonna start the Summer I Turned Pretty series because it's just so cute. I'm going to start our 24-hour timer, and I'm going to be very meticulous about stopping the timer if I have to go do something, because I want to see specifically how much I can read in 24 hours. Here we go. I'm going to hit start. I'm on page 10 and it's only been 6 minutes and 47 seconds. So I feel like I read kind of fast. I don't know. Maybe it was because the test was nonfiction and I like don't read nonfiction very fast. So. Anyways, love the book so far and I really want to go to the beach. I thought this would be a really aesthetic shot, but I barely fit in between the couch and the dresser. Oh my gosh. Anyways, what I was going to say before I got stuck was that I just love how books can transport you to anywhere in the world and give you the same feelings. Like this book is literally the perfect feeling of going to a beach house with your friends in the summer, eating seafood and getting home from the beach and having a tan, and how you feel after being in the sun all day and drinking a Shirley Temple. Like, oh my gosh. I want that so bad. But my reality actually looks like this, and it's 30 degrees outside, which is like not even that bad, but I do live in Texas, so it's pretty crazy for us. Every reader has like a drink that they go to while they read, I feel like. I am a Diet Coke kind of girly at the moment. We love that Diet Coke aesthetic. In my little B cup, it's my favorite little routine. Almost cried at the end. I just finished this book. It was 276 pages and it took me 2 hours and 31 minutes to finish, which is crazy. This is definitely the fastest I've ever read a book, but it's also the shortest one I've read in a long time. But for reference, I thought I was a fast reader because I read the book Ugly Love in 5 hours, which is about 305 pages, but half of those chapters are like poems that are really short and easy to read, so I feel like that's not actually that crazy, but this is crazy. 2.5 hours for this book. I showed you the pages. It's young adult. It's like pretty easy to read, pretty spaced out, big text. I rated this 5 stars, and the casting that they've done for this show, I am so excited about, but I think to switch up the pace a little bit, I'm going to start Legend by Marie Lu. Let's see how many pages this is. Oh, it's only 305 pages. The text is just like normal, so it looks so small after reading this one. Even this text is big for a normal book though. Let's see how long it takes me to read this one. Hello. It's the next morning. Keep in mind, I will be sleeping because the point is to see how many books I can read in 24 hours, not me reading consecutively for 24 hours. Because I watched a video about how important sleep is and how even just missing one night's worth of sleep can be very detrimental to your health. So I did go to sleep, but I stopped the timer and it's moved over to today. And I decided to start Legend, so I'm about 30 pages in. Hey guys, plot twist. I honestly want to read Ignite Me, the 3rd book in the Shatter Me series, because I already have the world building and the characters, and I feel like it's just about to get good with Warner and what is her name? Her name? Juliet does not match her character, I feel like. So I want to read this. I feel like I'll fly through it. Let's see how many pages this is actually. This book is 408 pages, but really big text, easy words. So let us begin. I am an hourglass. My 17 years have collapsed and buried me from the inside out. I just sat here like a freak for 3.5 hours and finished this entire book without moving. Like a little freak. Okay, so for exactly 408 pages, took me 3 hours and 25 minutes. Take into consideration the difficulty level, the text spacing, and text size. It's very large and it's very easy to read. So that sounds insanely fast for me, but this book is so easy to read. And keep in mind, this is the 3rd book in a series, so I did not have to be introduced to any characters or any world building. I jumped in and was like hooked from the start, which is why I just sat in one spot and didn't even move. And crazier yet, I want to read another book like right now. So I'm thinking about giving this book, Dial A for Aunties, a little try because the vibe is so different. Should just be funny, I think, so we'll see how long I can read this for. I've finished Dial A for Aunties. This novel was such a shocker to me. I honestly was not really expecting to like it that much, but I loved it and I loved every single character. And this was just like exactly what I wanted and more. Like I was just not even expecting it. This book was exactly 295 pages and it took me 3 hours and 21 minutes to read. I'm just confused because I swear books take me way longer to read normally. I feel like I've been in a mood lately where I just don't read at all, or I literally read books in one sitting and then back to back to back to back, because after I finished this, I immediately picked up It's Not Summer Without You, which is the 2nd book in the Summer I Turned Pretty series, and I'm already 54 pages into this book. Like, I don't know what's going on, and I feel like the longer that I read, the faster that I've been reading. So I feel like all of these times for these books are just abnormal for me, but I don't know what's gone into me, guys. We've read 3 books so far, and it's been 10 hours, but I did start Legend and then I never finished it. Good morning. So last night I finished the 2nd book in the Summer I Turned Pretty series, and it took me this long to read. I think it's about 2.5 hours as well. It was 275 pages, same amount of time, 2.5 hours for these cutesy little young adult books. I love reading these because they take no time and they're so entertaining and these characters feel so real. This book, the 2nd one, is actually so sad. Like, this is a sad book and I really wasn't expecting that going into this series. So just a little trigger warning for grief, because it's a grief heavy book and I was not expecting that at all. Although it does make the characters seem super real and you're very attached to them, and the love triangle gets wild in this one. Choosing the series for this video specifically is really great because they're each taking me like 2.5 hours to read, which is kind of crazy. Like, that's probably the quickest time I've ever read any books ever. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just finish out the series, because I feel like I have been reading the first books of so many series lately and not finishing them, and I really just want to find out like who she ends up with. It's also the last day of February, so I kind of want to read this so that I can put it in my What I Read in February video on my vlog channel. Let's just get into it. Hopefully this one is much happier.
I would say we were good together. I would say we had fun, but our trails will never run forever. Something else is on your mind.
We've got a bit of new decor since our last clip here. I finished the entire Summer I Turned Pretty series. was a 5-star series. I miss the characters dearly. Highly recommend that book. All those books, 5 stars. And now I definitely want to read To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han and then watch the show. I kind of want to do a video where I read the books and then immediately watch the show or movie after. That'd be really fun. But anyways, I've done my calculations. So far, we have 5 books read for a total of 14.8 hours, which means we have 9.2 hours left. And I started this book, Better Than the Movies. Look how cute it is. This is a young adult romance by Lynn Painter. And this is getting super hyped up on TikTok right now. So I've been reading for about an hour and a half so far. And I wasn't that into it. And then I went and watched a bunch of TikToks. And let me just show you all of the ones that I saw. And now I'm obsessed with this book.
Daydreaming, feels like I'm fading away. And
I swear the vibe changed after I saw all of those, and now I'm so excited to read this. So I'm gonna keep reading, but so far we have way more books than I thought would end up in this video. This is like kind of crazy. I don't know if I got faster at reading or if I chose smaller books or if reading back to back made me speed up as a reader, because I feel like after the first 2 books I was getting into a groove where like my brain could just read words easier. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm gonna read. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna read now. So chapter 6.
how am I supposed to spend my days?
Yeah, so remember when I was reading this, Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter? Yeah, I'm just gonna need you to scroll down a little bit, open the description box where it says Better Than the Movies, and then there's like a little link. You're gonna click that and you're gonna buy this book. This is the best romance book I think I've ever read. Yep, I just said that. The vibes in this book are just unmatched, okay? Look how cute it is. At the beginning of each chapter, there's a quote from a rom-com movie, and then at the end, they have a playlist, and I made a playlist on Spotify with just these songs because I love this book so much. I posted it on my Instagram story. Lynn Painter saw it, and then she DM'd me, and then she emailed me bonus scenes from this book. How sweet is that? It is the sweetest interaction I've ever had with an author. She deserves the world. I'm going to auto-buy her next young adult romance book, and I need you to read this book. If you've ever seen one of my book videos, please read this book. I love it so much. Anyways, let's see how many pages it was. Including the epilogue, it was 349 pages, and it took me 4 hours and 57 minutes to read. I don't know why, but so far that seems like the most accurate time that it usually takes me to read a book, so that feels right. Almost exactly 5 hours for 350 pages. That leaves us with about 4.2 hours left. We've read 6 books so far. What the actual crap? Do not leave this video without purchasing this book, please. With only 4 hours left, I figured I would throw it back to the book Legend, which I had previously only given 30 minutes of my time to and then put down. So finishing that up, and it took me approximately 4.5 hours to read, so that ended up being kind of perfect. So in conclusion, I read 7 books in 24 hours and 30 minutes, which means on average, I could probably finish a book realistically in 4 hours. So thinking about your screen time, how much time you spend on your phone, if you were to even allot half or like even a quarter of that time daily to reading, you'd probably finish a book in a week. I don't know, food for thought. Or you could just stay on your phone and watch my videos.